Hey there, it's Clay with modernlove.life, and this is Relationship Inner Game. Now, in this video, I'm going to share with you something called the no contact rule. What it is, how it works, why you might want to do it, how it can help you get back together with your ex, and some of the other finer points involved with it. Now, if you have been trying to get back together with your ex and you've done even the smallest amount of research, you've probably heard of something called the no contact rule. It usually takes some form of like, hey, cut off all contact with your ex, no texting, no calling, all of that stuff it varies, but usually some form of like a month. And then after that period is over, you can contact your ex and they'll suddenly want to get back together with you or something like that. Let me just start by saying that the no contact rule isn't as clear-cut as that. There's not just like one no contact rule. There's actually many different types of no contact. Just like how there are many different types of diets in the world, right? There's not just like one diet that you go on to like get in shape. There's, you could do like the low-calorie diet, the low-carb diet, the paleo diet, the vegetarian thing, or like fruitarian things and all of that stuff. And none of them are necessarily the same, although some of them might overlap in certain ways. And it's exactly the same way when it comes to no contact. There are all types of different no contact rules. There are no contact rules that you do where you cut contact and try to force your ex to miss you or to be jealous of you so that they reach out to you. And that's kind of like a mind game kind of thing, so I don't really recommend that one. There's other types of no contact where you focus on healing. There's no contact where you just focus on cutting contact and somehow this is magically supposed to change something. And then there's the type of no contact that I like to teach, which I call active no contact. The other types of no contact are generally what I would call passive no contact because you're not really doing anything. You're just kind of going through the motions of no contact and somehow not doing anything and somehow expecting it to bring you and your ex back together. Now, the problem with that is that there's probably a good chance that the reason your ex and you broke up is because you weren't paying enough attention to them or to the relationship or to the connection between the two of you. And if that's the case, I think ignoring them is probably not going to help you a whole lot, okay? If ignoring them got you into trouble in the first place, ignoring them probably isn't going to get you out of trouble, right? Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results, not a great strategy for success. What I teach is called the active no contact rule. And this kind of takes things in a different direction. Here we're doing a lot of the other things that we're doing in other forms of no contact, like obviously cutting contact, obviously focusing on healing, but in addition, we are also intentionally focusing on cultivating what we call advanced relational skills. Now, advanced relational skills are ways that you can bring yourself to other people, ways that you can bring yourself to interactions, ways that you can bring yourself to your ex, so that you can actually create more positive emotional connections between the two of you. One of the main things that is keeping you and your ex apart is a lack of positive interactions and positive emotions between the two of you. If you can just have good positive emotions between each other, then you will do what two people who are attracted to each other naturally do, and that's come together and form a relationship. What you want to do during this period of no contact is to work on these advanced relational skills. I don't have the time or space to really get into all of these advanced relational skills in this video, but just know that this is something that you should be doing very rigorously and very committedly during this no contact period, focusing on building your social and emotional connection muscles so that when you are getting out of no contact, you are able to have a stronger emotional connection with your ex. You're able to get in touch with them, you're able to have a very strong and amazing emotional connection with them, okay? Because probably you would go into no contact if you weren't having a great emotional connection with them. Either you were fighting, either every time you reached out to them, they would just yell at you, or every time you reached out to them, they would just completely ignore you, not answer your phone calls, not respond to your text messages, or otherwise every time that the two of you were interacting, things would just get worse. And so what we're doing is we're cutting contact and focusing on doing something to change that dynamic. Just cutting contact isn't really going to do that on its own. What you want to do is you want to cut the dynamic and work on changing the way that you bring yourself to the dynamic such that it is much more likely that you will be able to create a positive interaction. And that's what we are doing by intentionally learning the advanced relational skills. So in terms of how long you should be doing no contact, that really depends. Because I wouldn't recommend doing it based off of a set length of time. I would really recommend doing it based off of a change in the way that you're able to bring yourself to interactions, okay? If you're able to change the way that you're interacting with other people, then I think that that is making progress. If you're just going to stay the same and interact with the people around you in the same way, then chances are you're probably going to interact with your ex the same way. When you get back in contact, you're going to be anxious, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be emotional, you're going to say things that you regret, you're going to not say things that you should say, you're going to walk on eggshells, you're going to do all of these things and second guess yourself every step of the way, and it's going to drive you crazy, just like it was before you decided to do no contact. And so you want to do no contact until such a point in time occurs that you are able to change the way that you are able to bring yourself to these interactions so that you are able to have better, more positive, more uplifting, more meaningful, more emotionally connected interactions. And that is the most important thing about no contact. Now, another common question that people ask about no contact is, will my ex forget about me during no contact? And the answer to that is no. Your ex will not forget about you during no contact. If you had a real substantial relationship with your ex of, at least a couple of months or something like that, then they won't forget about you. Even if the two of you went on like 1 or 2 dates, then your ex will still remember you. People don't forget about people that easily, I promise you, okay? Another common question that people ask about no contact is, what should I do if I'm in no contact and then my ex contacts me? What if my ex texts me? What if my ex calls me? What if I bump into my ex in public? And the answer to that is, I wouldn't jump ahead and just say, yes, it worked. My ex cracked under the pressure, now I can just contact them as much as I want to. That's probably not a good idea, because if you haven't actually made the change so that you can bring yourself to interactions and have more positive interactions, then getting back in contact with your ex just because they contact you could continue to agitate the problem and could really show your ex that nothing has changed and say, okay, well, now that I've reached out to you after I missed you for a little while, I see that you're still the same person that I broke up with. Nothing new here. I'm not missing out. A click, right? That's not a good thing to go through. So what I would do is I would most likely continue no contact again until such a point comes that you are able to have better, stronger, and more powerful emotional interactions with the people around you, knowing that that will carry over into your interactions with your ex. So again, focus on the advanced relational skills, okay? So I hope this video has helped you understand a little bit more about what the no contact rule is, the different types of no contact rules. Hopefully I've convinced you that active no contact is a preferable form of no contact that will give you better results. And I've showed you kind of what you should be focusing on during this period of time and how to navigate some of the, little ins and outs, like what to do if, somebody calls you during no contact. Should you answer that phone and engage with them or not, okay? So anyway, if you want to learn more about how to apply the no contact rule or get back together with your ex, just head on down below this video and click on the link in the description. If you are on YouTube, that will take you to a website called relationshipinnergame.com, where you can tell me a little bit about your relationship. Did you break up with your boyfriend, your ex-boyfriend, your husband, your wife? How long has it been? Do the two of you talk to each other? Are you just like totally not talking to each other at all? Like, what's going on? Just a simple little painless survey like that, and I can start to send you information, tips, and strategies that will help you based off of what you've told me. If you're watching this video over on our website, modernlove.life, clicking the link below this video will take you to a page that will tell you more about some of our more advanced strategies, some of our more sophisticated approaches that will help you take active no contact, take the advanced relational skills, take everything else into action so that you can get back together with your ex. Anyway, yeah, if you're on YouTube, go ahead and leave some comments down below. Just, tell me what kind of video you would like me to see make next. And yeah, other than that, please like and subscribe to this video or in this channel, and you'll get updates whenever we upload new videos. Anyway, once again, this has been Clay with modernlove.life, and this has been Relationship Inner Game. Please take care.